if they were already struggling with infidelity, honesty, lack of communication, adding another person to bang from time to time is not going to fix those things. So maybe work on your actual relationship first. Maybe work on yourself first before you start adding other people into the mix. Hello, welcome to my space. I'm so glad to have you here. I hope whatever day you're seeing this, that your day and week have been amazing. And if not, hey, maybe it'll get better. Today, it's still October. It's still kink month, kink appreciate. I don't know. And not that this is a kink, but I feel oftentimes that BDSM and polyamory go hand in hand, especially in the queer community. So I just kind of want to talk about. I want to help guide you. Maybe you're thinking of diving into polyamory. What are some do's? What are some don'ts? Let's talk about that, because I think it can be, there's some intricacies, and not any one relationship dynamic is going to be for everybody. So let's talk about it a bit. Before I get started, listen, that shit is not for everybody, okay? And anybody that's going to tell you that one type of relationship is more valid than the other, I would stay away from them, okay? Not what works for you may not work for me, and vice versa. So people that say monogamy is not valid, of course it's valid. It's valid for hella people. What are you talking about? People that say polyamory is not valid, of course it's valid. It's hella valid for a lot of people. Don't do what works for you and your partner and your dynamic, whatever that may be. Don't let any outside influence try to dictate what makes you happy and what'll work for you, because only you are you. There's only one you, and there's only one of your partner or partners. You know what I'm saying? So really kind of get on the same page there. That's a great starting point. Don't invalidate any type of relationship structure. And it's also not bad to try something for a while and realize, oh, this isn't for me. That could be for polyamory or monogamy. Trust me, it could go either way. So I just wanted to get that disclaimer out of the way. Okay, so speaking of trying something out and it not working, the first thing I would tell a person that's looking to get into polyamory specifically is to be flexible, because just be flexible. Things are going to change. What you set out to do in the beginning, it may not be what you end up with at the end or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like in 2 years, 3 years, you may find yourself in a completely different set of life circumstances. Be flexible. Don't be rigid. Don't have the only expectations you should have are whatever the boundaries that you've communicated are, and just enjoy yourself. But be flexible, because things are going to change. Nothing's going to stay exactly the same. Just like life, though. That's the same as in a monogamous relationship. If you've been in a long-term relationship with one person since like high school, I bet you're not the same people as you were when you were in high school. I hope not. Depending on how old you are, you better have changed. You better have grown up some. You better have learned something about life. I should have started with this, but don't get into polyamory if you are trying to fix a broken relationship. Do you hear what I just said? I'm gonna say it again. Do not get into polyamory if you are trying to fix a broken relationship. Don't do it. Just break up. Just break up, okay? Because if you're trying to add somebody into your bedroom to make things better, it's not gonna work. It's never gonna work. And you're just using a person. You're objectifying a whole human being because y'all can't communicate or y'all aren't happy. You know what I mean? Be honest with yourself, be honest with your partner, and do not jump into that journey because you're trying to fix a failing or broken relationship. Just don't do it. Save yourself and the people around you the heartache, because there will be heartache. There will be heartache. It won't work. I have never in my whole life seen a relationship become better because they opened their relationship. If they were already struggling in a monogamous scenario, if they were already struggling with infidelity, honesty, lack of communication, adding another person to bang from time to time is not going to fix those things. So maybe work on your actual relationship first. Maybe work on yourself first before you start adding other people into the mix. The next key to kind of venturing into polyamory in a healthy fashion is to remember boundaries, not rules. Boundaries, not rules, okay? You cannot control what anyone else does ever, and nor should you try, okay? Because when you get into the rules game, you're going to drive yourself insane, because you're going to be trying to keep up with all the rules that you've established on yourself and on your partner and their partners, and you're going to be keeping tabs, you're going to be kind of obsessive over it. That's awful. Are you happy? Are you happy if you're trying to be a rule keeper and eventually a scorekeeper? Because that's where that goes. If you set up rules and not boundaries, you're going to eventually start playing the, well, you did this, I'm going to do that type game. That's just toxic. I don't care what the dynamic is. I don't care if you're monogamous. I don't care if you got 100 partners. If you're doing that back and forth, again, please break up. Please break up. Don't do it anymore. Don't hurt anybody else. Please don't hurt yourself anymore. Boundaries, not rules. You can have guidelines like, hey, if you have another partner, and this is not a serious relationship, use protection. That's a practical boundary. I'd rather not have unprotected sex with a bunch of other people. That's a very valid thing to say to someone, and that's where the whole communication thing comes in, because if a person is like, well, I do want to have unprotected sex with a bunch of other people, well, maybe that's a clear difference between you folks. Is that going to work? Is that a dynamic that's working? Because you got to kind of be on the same page if you're going to be doing that, you know what I mean? Yeah, boundaries, not rules. And relinquish some of that control, relinquish some of the need to be in control of another person, because the whole purpose of exploring ethical non-monogamy is to grow within yourself and to explore yourself and whatever your boundaries are, and to have that freedom of being able to do so even within a relationship that you've had for however long. And they're able to do that same thing, you know what I mean? It should be mutual, and it should be about exploration and growth. But it shouldn't be about controlling others and establishing all these weird rules and you know what? Here's some just valid guidelines. Don't bang my siblings and use protection. I think those are just two. Start there. Don't do anything else but those two things, and I think you'll have a happy time. That said, communication is key. Without communication, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. You're gonna be, because cheating happens in polyamory. Cheating can happen. It's not obviously physical, sexual cheating, or it could be, but like normally it's deception. Normally it's crossing a boundary that you said you weren't going to cross. Communicate and kind of lay out your expectations of like how you see the relationship looking. You know, what do you want to get out of it? What do they want to get out of it? And make sure you're on the same page. Make sure that you see eye to eye and talk about it. Talk before you ever venture into it. Keep talking until you come to a consensus of some sort, because it won't work if all parties aren't engaged and consenting. Consent is required. It's required. Also, this is a side note, be on the lookout for people that are like, oh, I'm polyamorous, but my partner doesn't know. Okay, well, you're just cheating. You're a piece of garbage. No, thank you. Stay away from them. They're not polyamorous. They're just cheating. They're just cheating. You see that a lot on dating apps. Just be on the lookout. But communicate. Communication is so important. I like communication just before I venture into a friendship. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to get to know you before I get to know you. You know what I mean? Like, do you deserve my energy? That's what you should be asking. Who do you want to give your energy to? I mean, like get on the same page and just talk, and never stop talking. Never stop communicating. Check in as often as you need to. Like, it's worth it. Understand that jealousy is normal and it's gonna happen. It's literally just a reaction that I don't think your body can really even control. It's what you do with that jealousy is what's important. Are you gonna talk with them? Why are you feeling jealous? Is this something to do with you? Is it an insecurity you have? Because that doesn't sound like your partner's problem. If you have an insecurity, that's not your partner's problem. They should be there for you to help guide you and talk with you through that. But like, you gotta deal with that insecurity. You gotta deal with that jealousy. I mean, communication, but you still have work to do. We all do. Understand jealousy is normal, it's gonna happen, but it's what you do with those feelings that matters, okay? Don't lash out, don't project, talk, communicate, come to a consensus. One big thing you have to know if you're going to venture into polyamory, ethical non-monogamy, is love is not a finite resource. It's not like you get 5 cups of love and then that's it. No, love, you love your friends, don't you? You love your mom. Do you love your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever? Okay, does one of those things take away from the other? No, they're all individual, specific relationships. And you're able to pour into them whatever you'd like, because love is not a finite resource. You can get and give as much as you need within the boundaries of whatever your dynamic is, with clear communication and consent. But love is not a finite resource. You're not gonna run out of it. But you don't also need to be so desperate to find it either. When you are polyamorous and you're able to just see the world that's out there, it's not a race. It's not Pokemon. You're not having to collect as many partners as you can. I mean, you can do that, I guess, but it doesn't have to be that. Just because you're polyamorous doesn't even mean you have to have other partners. It just means you can express love in whatever way you feel. You know what I mean? Like, one size does not fit all. Your polyamory may look different than, John's polyamory down the road, and that's okay, because John's polyamory down the road has nothing to do with yours, unless, of course, John is one of your partners. And then there's communication, there's consent, there's boundaries, you know what I'm saying? along those same lines, make sure that no matter how many partners you have, no matter how long you've been in this or how short a time, always pour into yourself before you pour into others, okay? One of the best things you can gain from polyamory, ethical non-monogamy, is the sense of self, is the ability to retreat within yourself. You don't have to be dating anybody in order to still be valid in polyamory. It could just be an exercise in really just kind of being at peace with yourself and having the freedom to explore. Pour into yourself before you start trying to add a bunch of other people and energies into your life. That's my suggestion on that. And I'm just gonna repeat a couple of points just in case you forgot. Let go of ownership. You're not owed anything. I don't care if this is from your wife. I don't care if this is your spouse, husband. They don't owe you anything, whether it's sex or nothing. They don't owe you that, okay? No one owes you those things. The idea of ethical non-monogamy is that it's all about choice and freedom. You have the autonomy of self. You are able to freely express whomever you are or whoever you'd like to be or however you see yourself. Let go of ownership. And again, do not get into the journey of being ethically non-monogamous if you are trying to fix a broken or failed relationship or marriage. Just don't do it. It's so important I had to say it again because so many people think I'm gonna fix this relationship by adding a third or going unicorn hunting. Oh, that reminds me. Okay, so unicorn hunting, that's when a couple gets together for the sole purpose of bringing usually a bisexual female into their bedroom for the express purposes of sex, and they kind of leave that person out in the dust emotionally. Don't do that. That's why unicorn hunting is bad. They're people. People are people, okay? Now, there's nothing wrong with having a triad as a relationship. There's nothing wrong with being a unicorn and being like, hey, I want to bang some couples. That's cool. But value yourself, okay? Know that your needs matter too. You should be equal with the couple. You should be equal with the couple. It shouldn't be a hierarchy there. It really shouldn't. No one person or two people should have veto power. There should be a discussion. That's my personal opinion. A lot of people have different kinds of relationships. Your relationship style may not work for the next, and it's not your place to judge anybody either. Monogamy is no more valid than polyamory is no more valid than monogamy. We're all people. We all have needs and wants. We all want to express ourselves, and we all just want to, enjoy life. So I hope you're able to enjoy life. I hope you find yourself in a place with partners or a partner that's going to allow you to be free and, kind of live your existence however you see fit. That said, too, you could be in a partnership where one of you is monogamous and the other is polyamorous. That happens, Just because your partner is like, hey, I want to, have this or that many partners doesn't mean you have to. And it's valid. It all just comes back to the communication and the consent and that respect. A lot of this is built on respect, mutual respect. If you don't respect yourself and you don't respect your partner, it's not going to work. And it might work for a while, but it won't over the course of time. Express your boundaries. Be clear about them. Don't agree to something you don't want to do, okay? Don't let anybody railroad you. Don't let anybody tell you what you want. Don't let anybody tell you that polyamory is for you if you know in your heart that it's not. If you're not comfortable with it, please don't do it. Please don't. And if someone's trying to force you, I don't know. Don't be. Oh, sorry, boo. I'm sorry. I scared my doggy because I punched my hand. That's it for now. Did I miss anything? Is there anything I could add to this list? You see so much of it on like TikTok and everywhere, and it's like everyone's doing this. But just understand, you don't have to. You don't have to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Please don't forget, I post new content every Monday and Thursday. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Comment below, say, hey, I subscribed. I'd love to hear from you. You're powerful. You're wonderful. Your needs are valid. We attract love, light, peace, safety, and security. I'll post more soon. Talk to you later.